I'm Lauren Sisler, sideline reporter for ESPN, proud Giles Spartan. Go Spartans! And this is Friday Night Blitz coming at you next.
Blitz is back, and so is your front row seat for all the action.
From the sidelines to the end zone.
It's the best high school football coverage in the Blue Ridge. This is Friday Night Blitz on WFXR.
Time to get it on.
And thanks to Lauren Sisler for that introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm David DeGuzman. Sports Director Jermaine Farrell is on assignment tonight, but we are glad to be with you for another edition of Friday Night Blitz as you get your weekend underway. We are in week number 7 of the high school football season, and of course, we're going to start with our game of the week.
Now, the Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week, sponsored by Don Hudson Insurance.
This one takes us east of Roanoke to Lancer Stadium in Amherst County. That's where we're headed. The Lancers are 5-0 for the first time in 6 years, taking on EC Glass in a Seminole District showdown. The Hilltoppers have won 3 of the last 4 meetings. Let's roll the video. It's always fun when you're in the SEC of Southwest Virginia. We're going to pick this one up in the first quarter on 4th down. Glass trying to make something happen. George White to Christopher Walker Wells, but the ball popped loose, and it's recovered by Lancers' Jonathan Goins Jr. Well, EC Glass, though, would get another chance to get to the end zone. Here in the red zone in the second quarter, Michael Thomas with the carry over the goal line. Hilltoppers going up 7-0. Later, Glass back on offense. Tayon Mosby with the carry. He powers his way through, brought down just shy on the 3-yard line, but on the very next play, George White with the keeper for the score. Glass going up 14-0. We fast forward to the fourth quarter. Glass with the ball around the 20-yard line. White finding Samuel Treacy for the touchdown. Toppers going up by Blackjack 21-0. EC Glass going on to win 24-7. Ryan Moy picking up our Game of the Week coverage.
Well, in tonight's Game of the Week, it wasn't so much about the points that were scored on the board by the EC Glass Hilltoppers for head coach Jeff Woody. It was all about the defensive stance and the grit and the grind that his team put up in the trenches.
They're a quality football team. We had to bring our A game, and we knew it was going to be physical. I was hoping that we could spread the ball out a little bit more, and we did when we had to, but I thought, this is old-fashioned, old-school football. It was in the trenches. It was in between the hashes, and, these guys are going to be sore tomorrow morning. They gave a touchdown up with 15 seconds left. I know it. Sorry for kicking the field goal. It's just pride. It's the first field goal we've made all year. But, no, I'm obviously I'm proud of the chemistry. I'm proud of coaches getting together and trying to formulate the game plan. We're coming together. It's like I said, a good football team, but we still have work to do.
Well, in the end, the Midtown boys, they come out on top. They defeat Amherst County 24-7. They're now 5-1 on the season. At Lancer Stadium in Amherst County, Ryan Moy, WFXR Sports.
All right, Ryan Moy, thank you very much. We're going to stay in the Seminole over at City Stadium in Lynchburg. It's a battle of 4-1 teams. Heritage hosting Brookville. Still scoreless in the first quarter, but Brookville's defense showing up on this play. Michael Villar walking away with the sack on Gisari Bateman. Later in the second quarter, Bateman hooks up with Emiri Keslow, and he goes all the way. Look at those legs turn. 51 yards to the house. Heritage going up 7-0, and the Pioneers squeaking by Brookville at City Stadium. 10-7 is your final. Let's go over to Williams Stadium in Lynchburg. Undefeated Liberty Christian hosting Jefferson Forest. Jeb Moon over here handing it off to Gideon Davidson, and he punches it in for the score. LCA going up 28-0. We'd show you more highlights from this game, but honestly, this was the story of the game. LCA shuts out Jefferson Forest 42-0, your final. We've got much more to come on Friday Night Blitz. First on the scene with your highlights, as when we come back, a tour of the Blue Ridge and River Ridge districts, including the renewal of the Pulaski County-Salem rivalry. We got more Friday Night Blitz week number 7 after the break.
This is the Home Team Fan Cam, sponsored by Hometown Automotive Service. And now, back to the Blitz. Friday Night Blitz on WFXR.
Time to get it on.
It is Friday Night Blitz, week number 7. Can you believe that? There's 4 more weeks left in the regular season. And we're in the thick of district play. Blue Ridge district play kicking off tonight. Lord Botetourt going for its 5th straight win, hosting William Byrd. The Cavaliers, though, also on a 20-game district winning streak. So let's go over to Daleville. LB looking at tackle cancer and breast cancer awareness month, and the players almost tackling me in the run out to the field. William Byrd making a big statement in this opening kickoff as LB receiving. Kendall Howard stripped of the ball. The Terriers recover, and they've got a short distance to the end zone. After converting a 4th down play to keep the drive alive, the handoff to DeShannon Reed avoids the tackles, runs it in for the score. William Byrd on the board first, 7-0. Now we go to the second quarter. Lord Botetourt still trailing. Jakari nicely gets into a foot race with the QB keeper. The junior sprints his way to the end zone, and that ties the game up at 7. Then, just before the half, the Cavaliers striking again, nicely rolling out, launching one into the end zone. It's caught by Andrew Gilbert. LB taking a 14-7 lead into the locker room and going on to win. Quite a nail-biter in this one, 28-21, your final math. We're going to stay in the Blue Ridge. The battle for North Roanoke. William Fleming hosting Northside. The Vikings have won the last 8 meetings, but that streak in jeopardy tonight. Colonel's already up 14-0. Devin Johnson to Jalen Robinson, who slants his way into the end zone for the score. William Fleming up by Blackjack, 21-0. Still in the third. The handoff to Malachi Coleman. And folks, I think it's going to be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find William Fleming taking a 28-0 lead on that long run by Coleman. He was rolling in the deep there. Northside still trying to get on the board. Angel Rigney's pass intercepted by Darren McCoy. He was at the 3-yard line, and he goes all the way for a pick 6. Cold, cold heart. The Colonels shutting out Northside tonight, 42-0 the final. All right, over to the River Ridge District, Salem Stadium. Beautiful night, by the way, that full moon. The Spartans hosting Pulaski County. Spartans looking for their 14th straight win over the Cougars. And in this one, Christopher Gallimore to Trevor Burton, making the score 20-14. Then Salem responding here. Darren Wilson finding Josiah Moyer for the score. Salem huge tonight at home at Salem Stadium. Big win over Pulaski County. 49-14 is your final math. And over at Patriot Stadium in Roanoke, Patrick Henry going for their 5th straight win, hosting Hidden Valley. Joseph Beasley with a handoff to Josiah Kimbrough, and he gets in for the score. PH striking first, up 7-0. The fans are loving it. Then later, the Patriots' Carmelo Taylor. We've seen him do this time and time again. He runs it in for the score, catches the corner of the end zone. It is 14-0, and this ends up being quite the blowout. Patrick Henry, 57-7 over Hidden Valley.
It's time for the Friday Night Blitz Player of the Week, sponsored by Tater Benson of MKB Realtors.
Well, this week's athlete was able to lead his team to victory in their 35-0 win over Cave Spring last Friday. Not only did he rush for over 140 yards, he also found the end zone 3 times and also threw for a score as well. And guess what? He's your player of the week.
Israel Hairston, quarterback, William Byrd High School. Really, I give thanks to my O-line and my receivers for blocking and creating holes when I needed them. And, really my receivers blocking on the perimeter when I got out there, as well, my line opened up holes for me to run through. I really credit our defense for locking down and having big plays. Really pick each other up when things are going wrong and try to keep each other on that next play mentality. I want people to know that I'm more than just an athlete. I get it done in the weight room as well as in the classroom, making A's, because that's another road for me if anything doesn't work out athletically, because I need another road with my mind. Helping out at church, helping out in the classroom, helping students get where they need to be, helping students with work that they need done, and really making sure everybody's uplifted and in good spirits. And rather, I don't want to see somebody down and by themselves and alone. I've repped this jersey since Little League all the way up, having it every day on my chest, coming to football games when I was younger. I get excited putting it on and knowing that I'm repping it when I was a little kid looking at it in the stands. it really excites me putting it on now and repping it. My mom and dad, they put me around different sports that I play with my cousins as well. And, you know, going out and playing with my cousins over at my great-grandma's house, that really put it in my hands and it made me want to do it. So I fell in love with it from there. For sure, I want to leave a legacy that, you know, I work hard for what I do, and I want to leave that with the younger guys behind me. I want to make sure that they work hard and they, you know, focus on the goals ahead of them and stay within their team and elevate the guys around them. I do focus and I try to lift the guys up around me. You know, I love going to battle with them.
And now, the Macadit Play of the Night. Sponsored by McAdoo's.
Well, there were plenty of choices to choose from tonight, but our Macadit Play of the Night comes from tonight's game between Northside and William Fleming. The Vikings were trying to get on the board in the third quarter when Darren McCoy, not only did he intercept the ball at the 2-yard line, he returns this one all the way 98 yards to the house for the touchdown. An incredible run. Always worth seeing again, and you can watch it on WFXRTV.com later, but that is our Macadit Play of the Night.
And now, Friday Night Blitz, Unsung Hero. Sponsored by the Army National Guard. Always ready, always there. And one of our favorite parts of the night, our Friday Night Blitz Unsung Hero. And this week it is William Byrd, assistant football coach Charlie Lutz. Charlie nominated by his son, who's also the head coach of William Byrd Terriers. That's Brad Lutz, and he says his dad just works hard in making sure the program has what it needs on a daily basis. Charlie always helps with practice, filming, pre-game meals, fixing equipment, field maintenance, and laundry, not to mention, of course, being a dad to Brad Lutz, who also says he's blessed to share the game of football with his dad every day. Charlie, also an Army veteran and served in law enforcement for 45 years. If you have a Friday Night Blitz Unsung Hero suggestion, you can send that along with a picture to my email address, ddguzman@WFXRTV.com. You can also send it to Jermaine's, which is jfarrell@WFXRTV.com, or you can send it to Ryan Moy. He's at rmoy@WFXRTV.com. There it all is. You got 3 choices for you. Send us your Unsung Hero. A lot of going on this weekend in sports, including college football. Tomorrow, Virginia Tech is at Pittsburgh. That game kicks off at 3:30. Virginia Tech just looking to turn this season around after several big losses this season. Meanwhile, UVA is at home taking on Louisville. That is homecoming weekend. That game kicks off over at Scott Stadium in Charlottesville at noon. Liberty University is on the road. They take on UMass. And then, of course, don't forget VMI also playing this weekend. ODU on a bye week. VMI also playing 1:30 against ETSU. And, of course, there's also the NASCAR playoffs. They are determining the next round at the Roval, and also, of course, Major League Baseball playoffs. So a lot going on. That will do it for Friday Night Blitz, week number 7. We'll have all the scores and highlights on WFXRTV.com. But for now, I'm David de Guzman. Have a great night and weekend.